Hi guys and gals, it's Pete, Mindwiseman's channel, aka Maverick Outdoors, and this weekend I'm at a special event, but I'm going to take you back in time in two different stages, so watch this space. Good morning. It's Saturday the 25th of May 2013 and last night, Friday, I arrived at this estate in the middle of England in Derbyshire, Elvaston Castle estate, for the 2013 Bushcraft Show, which is just beyond that bit of shrubbery, and just through that gap over there is the big field where there's three major teepees for some of the events that are taking place over this weekend. But I'll take you back to a little bit of a gathering and a tally up with some YouTubers you might recognise, different channels do with bushcraft, outdoors subjects, where Mike, Armoured Cockroach and Funky Prepper knocked up some bangers and mash, sausages, mash and onion gravy. So I'll take you back to the event that we had last night when we arrived, not long after we arrived, parked up, pitched up the basher, and we had a bit of a communal dinner. So I'll take you back to that little bit of event last night. Okay, here's Darren Funky Prepper setup. Got these two connected bits of pup tent, some kit that he's selling at the Bushcraft Show. His bug out vehicle. Oh, he trips over, nearly falls. That was a bit of a stunt work there with the
Right, we'll see you guys later.
Rub cooking.
Oh, we'll have it now.
Some lads just come over for a visit, checking out what's going on. I'll let you have a look through the window. So you can see what's going on inside there. And what we got in that pot? Just
mashed potato.
Mashed potato. Mate, show us the tin butter. I've got to get that on my video.
There's some mashed potato in
Tin butter.
Tin butter,
Tinned butter.
like rocking horse poo to get hold of.
That is the brand, boys and girls.
Nice
That's what you
one.
want to be looking for. All the way from New Zealand. New Zealand.
Nice one.
And there's all the gump if you really respect your
99.9% fat are the calories, so keep you going on a survival situation, that's for sure.
Try it. If you don't try it,
your wider fryers.
This roach is set up. Some of his bug out kit and food, which of course we're scoffing. And oh, look at that. Oh. Is that a turn on or what?
I normally bend the poop. No one just do a thing in. You never get it straight, it never thing easy.
There's Sandy, Jackwell Knives, coming out the tent. Alright matey. And his little dog. There's Mike, Armoured Cockroach's kayak canoe, and this is a new acquisition he's got recently. It's sort of like a lean-to ex-military tent. So you got the vertical edge, or being like your normal tent. It's like half a tent. I forget what it is that Mike was saying, but it actually is specifically designed to connect onto a military vehicle of some kind. Oh, spot on, mate. It's all mine, I tell you, it's all mine. Just been given to me by Roachy. Oh, spot on, look at that. Nice little lamp. This is the outdoorsy life. Get in. Yummy. Oh, there's my second portion. I wish. Right, all I need now is a knife and fork, and I'm going to tuck into that. I got the munchies again late last night, not long before I turned in to sleep, about 1:30 in the morning, and eventually set up to sleep in the old two-season sleeping bag. And just have a softy trousers on over the sort of what I would call my summer wear cargo trousers, on top of the thermal mat. Camo fleece over a t-shirt and thinner fleece. So it was yeah, it was a mild night. It was in the exposed area in the fields around the edges. It was really windy, sort of late afternoon to early evening. The wind died down a little bit, but where a lot of us are here, pitched up in the woods, there's a larger sort of bushcrafting tent over there, the other side of a pathway in these woods. But a few of us that wanted to tarp it up and go a little bit more rustic. In this little bit of woodland, it was a good barrier from the breeze, so yeah, it was a result. I was originally actually going to pitch my tarp last night, by Funky Prepper and Armoured Cockroach, Mike and Darren's 4x4s, where you saw us having the bangers and mash, sausage and sausage dinner. But then I thought, no, as soon as I walked into the woods and gave it a bit of a recce, yeah, as soon as I got into this little bit of woodland, the old instinct kicked in, and I thought, no, I've got to have dirt time. I've got to be right in the thick of it. So there's a perimeter pathway just along here, which actually is sort of a pathway within the estate, and so there seems to be a little bit of a cut through sort of near this bit of area where I've bashed it up. So I just set up some bits of wood just as a sort of deterrent. So where my basher is just there. But I'll show you round some of the other guys' bashers, some of the guys we've tallied up with. But I'll just quickly show you my basher. 2 uprights. Bungeed right the way through. Bungeed on that tree. Down to a paracord from this corner. Another basher pole just over there. And then this corner here, paracorded all the way along. A little tie knot loop and then bungee hooked. And then wrap around that tree, which I'll also use this as an airing line or maybe drying line to put any clothing on or to wear Miss Philippe kit. So this upright here, where you can see I bungee looped the end of the ridge, where these branches are coming across, I've sort of interwove them here because actually they sort of came down quite low, so I lifted them up and tried to interweave them. You can keep all this elevated, so I've got the space. I'm now going to endeavour to give the sleeping bag an airing, deflate the mat, just get that somewhere safely out of the way, get the softy trousers off, and I can see something calling me. I'm going to do half those mushrooms, fry them up in some oil and butter, quickly strike it on there, and I've got an all-day breakfast. Right, so anyway, watch this space and I'm going to make something to eat. Okay, that's the toast done. Turn the heat down to get ready to slice the button mushrooms in half so they cook a bit quicker and easier. And of course the toast was done on that toasty rack, which is a nice diagrammatic picture of what was on there, which is now cooling down. I'm just about ready to use this little tiny tin opener that's on my clip-on hanging pocket EDC item carrier to open this tin of breakfast, mix it all together and get some calories down my throat to start off the day. Okay, now I'm back to the present, and we'll go for a little walkabout with the bashers that are located where I am. Some YouTubers, people that subscribe to our channels, people that comment on each other's channels. A couple of bashers there. Just go over the top. Got one just over there. Another one just in there. Follow this man. Notice how many people have got shaved heads.
Proper haircut.
Yeah, proper haircut. Basher. Basher. Yeah, of course, mate. We're calling this the alien lung because last night I was sitting underneath my basher having a brew and had a fire going inside there, and it was pulsating, swelling sort of out like a lung. And we were just having a bit of a crack and a laugh, saying it was like some alien invasion that's cloning human beings. But here's a big old crowd here. Another basher just there. Another bash there. Sandy, Jack Law's dog. Big old crowd.
Net bag thing. No, look, this says that's Sean.
See the guys with the particular design pattern t-shirts. Some of you may have heard, called the Camp Bazza crew. And there's Lou, Paul,
The boss lady.
some other lads.
Paul Rick,
And this is just the tip of the iceberg of some of the people we've tallied up with at the Bushcraft Show. Today's Saturday and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But just I'll take you on a quick pan through there. And I'll, once I get over there, I'll pan round. And then you guys can see some of the stalls that are there, demonstrations, traders, all to do with outdoorsy bushcraft stuff, because of course it's called the Bushcraft Show. Have through this little gap. Lots of people here just day visitors or weekend, so I just pointed, that's where the big alien lung is, that massive great big parachute, which is like a base camp. And Armoured Cockroach and Darren, Funky Prepper, Mike and Darren are that tree just there. Got their bug out vehicles and their shelters sort of lean to up against it. But you can see I just quickly pan round. 3 teepees in the centre there. That's like the entertainment and the main stages, but you can see the main exhibitors are all sort of within this area, all round here. It goes as far as you can see on the tree line. But what I'll do is, if not later on, it'll be tomorrow, Sunday, I'll capture some of the events that are going on. Meanwhile, we'll clandestinely go through this little gap. All the normal rules apply, leave no trace. We're allowed to do campfires, provided it's not anywhere near, sort of obviously that's encased with plant life, and there's no foraging allowed. But we're allowed to have campfires. Can you pick up all the deadwood? You can see some of the lads there. There's a deadwood around. And any people that are actually camping, again, near the actual main field site, they're allowed to deturf the ground, make a fire pit, and have their campfire space. And then, of course, when they're finished, dampen all the ashes, clear it up, and then returf the fire pits. You can see there's all sort of woodland around here as well. There's sort of a greeny type shelter tent that people have pitched, but basically, if you imagine a sort of a radius all the way round, all the woods that go right over the far boundary is where people are allowed to camp. So we've got a nice area here. You can see the sun sort of catches it, but I've got a nice little glade. What I had to do was some of these branches, where my basher is, as you can see here, some of the branches are spread over, so I've tried to sort of intertwine them. And not that I need to be stealth, because obviously it's a public event, but you know, it's still good to sort of practice your skills. So if it was a little bit stealth, as you can see, my basher's obviously in there, but the branches, I've sort of brought them down, and the little sapling branches to sort of encase this area here. So if circumstances were different, then of course it would be a bit more stealth, and then of course blocking off areas around as well. Let's go through the back entrance. That's what it's all about. Like-minded people, no clash of egos, everyone accepts each other for what they are. All real sort of outdoorsies in their blood. Which, yeah, it's quite unique. Oh, there's more people. It's really great. I've had people that I've never met before that are subbies to my channel and come and go, Mindwiseman, Maverick Outdoors, you Pete. And it's been really nice, you know, sort of people sharing their ideas and saying, you know, watching your YouTube videos, it sort of has motivated them, instilled them to get outdoors, especially some of the young ones as well. Got a bit of interest, watch the likes of sort of my channel, and get inspired to get outdoors. And it's been really humbling that, you know, lots of people have come up to us, and I've been actually knowing that I've heard through the grapevine we were coming to the Bushcraft Show, and sort of hunted us out to sort of make a few comments and say their gratitude. So it's really humbling, and it's a really nice atmosphere. So we've got another 2 days of this. We've got Sunday tomorrow. We think there's a bit of a hog roast in the middle there somewhere. That's tonight. So yeah, it's just really nice to be sort of socialising with people, and everyone's got their own space. Everyone's respecting their own space in their own bashers, because, you know, we like to sort of be in the outdoors, being in your own space, being in your own head, you know, without interruptions. That's why we do it. But then you really appreciate it when other people are very similar, but then socialise, you mix together, and then you go your own ways, even though it's only a few feet away, as you can see here, where all the bashers are. But it's been a really unique gathering so far, and it's going to continue to do so. So I'll catch you in a little while.
Well, that's the way I like to do it.
Okay folks, it's coming up to about 7 o'clock in the evening. It's been a good afternoon, so now I need to replenish some calories, all the excitement and the events going on at this occasion this weekend. So it's all been good stuff. So I'm going to replenish my calories now. I've got some new potatoes cut, which I'm going to boil up. I've got in there some sunflower oil, butter, and some chopped up sweet pepper and diced up onion. Got some raw mushrooms, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook that first, then add that so it all starts to cook together, and then cook the potatoes, and then all that will mix in that saucepan with beef casserole, which has got beef, carrots, swede and parsnip. And I'm going to be cooking it up on the stainless steel firebox. It's a fold up stainless steel cook unit. Wood burner, uses anything that's combustible. I'm going to be doing a full review on this, an absolute full A to Z review on this item in the very near future, but I'm going to christen it today at the Bushcraft Show. What it does, it folds out. You'll notice it's slightly out of square, it's not perfect 90-degree angles, otherwise it wouldn't be able to fold into itself. But once that opens, the fuel grill just drops down, the ash plate goes underneath, under 2 grooves, or 2 little protrusions, but there is 2 other little grooves with 2 indentations for another use for this metal plate. But the firebox is really multi-use. It's got so many different variations that you can use, but as I say, I'm going to be doing a full review on it in the very near future, so watch this space. I mean, it's a great bit of kit, so I'll be giving more spec on it at a future date, but I'm going to use it to cook up this food. And there's my fuel. Great thing about it is you don't need stacks of fuel, as I would have done if I'd have actually done a fire pit, but I thought for tonight, to make my dinner, I want to christen it, so I'll get it on the go, and you'll see it in use. But bring on this food, yummy. Okay, it's now Sunday morning at the Bushcraft Show, and just cleared up my sleep space and put some of the sleep kit, giving air in, and ready to make something to eat, get some calories down my throat. Planning on taking the Canoe, Old Faithful, Maverick Explorer, out on the lake in a little while. So I'm going to make something to eat and then show you around some of the stalls and the features at the show. Just walking around the stalls now on the M.O.D pitch field. Ah, the loves of my life, canoes. Storytelling for the kids, different traders, hides, skins, more canoes. It's a black one, stealth right at the back, 2 yellows. Guy there, that's that last one where the green and blue canoe is. They're taking people out on the lake, which is over the other side of those trees. A couple of little bits of kit. I've seen some good deals when I was on walkabout yesterday, so I'm going to stuff that I don't really need, but it's such a good price that you know if you hadn't bought it 6 months down the line you're going to need it. Stuff for the kids. stuff, getting them all outdoors, that's what it's all about. Well, you can see the 3 apexes of the teepees over there. That's the sort of main stage. There's been Maasai dancers, drum players. Big camping area right over the back there. Got more traders up there, which we'll have a closer look at when I get nearer to them in a moment. Coming in to get some kit. Someone's banging some metal in here. I think they've got an iron furnace demonstration.
Oh, which one is good? Hang on. We had 4 bags of That's right, want to go fishing? Down in 1 minute.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm out on the lake. That was Elvaston Castle. There's a little island behind me and there's another one, smaller one up there with channels either side. And this is the lake of the estate. The sort of bearings is sort of where I'm pointing over there is the other side of all this shrubbery and trees and what have you. Is where the Bushcraft Show is behind me now, through those trees. But anyway, I'm going to paddle a bit further up and I think there's someone, they've got a football in the water, which is just over there, so I'm going to go and retrieve it for somebody that's on that side. Okay, some people over there just retrieved their ball, so made their day. Alright, kids waving, saying thanks for giving his ball back, football that was just over there. So I had to go to the put-in point. But you can see there's some really sort of, that's the park, open to the public, people coming here for a lovely Sunday afternoon. Doing my famous one-handed paddle here. And there's just all different sort of terrains. That's obviously a low bank, there's some rocks up there, people are walking, it's a pathway through the nature reserve. But I'm going to go up here, straight ahead. Oh yeah, christening a bag from one of the traders, brand new, I think it's Dutch or French. It's just a kit bag, waterproof. I'm going to treat the seams, so the seams are waterproof, but sturdy little bag, just christened it, got my first aid kit in there, bottle of water, a t-shirt, if you want to go in the shade, first aid kit, my mooring knife, just nice, £2.50, $4 US result. Okay, there's the 2 channels either side, so I've just come through those. So where I previously was, it behind me, got to be careful I don't snag on these. I think it's a tree that's fallen over the years and it's sort of sunk, and those are the branches which obviously would have fallen from over there. People out for the day, canoeing for the first time. A guy called Paul from Keswick Canoes who's got a stand at the Bushcraft Show, taking people out, giving them sort of taster sessions or brushing up on their techniques. As you can see there, single paddle canoeing over there, so I'm just going to go up there and obviously don't want to get in their way, but I'll just meander around them and see what's going on up here. What a fantastic day. I was going to switch off then, But a fantastic day. The sun, it's warm, but it's not burning warm. I mean, look at that blue sky, little dotted, fluffy clouds. Really nice. But anyway, I need to make sure I don't interrupt these guys in their coaching, so I'm going to catch you a little while further up. Okay, so I've come to the most western edge point that's got access. Children in the background, little baby crying. I'm not laughing at the baby crying, I'm just the contrast of out in the relaxed waters with a selection of wild animals and human beings. Right, the guys, he's coaching them down there, a guy called Paul. 3 canoeists out, so I've tried not to get in their way. But again, just trying to get the picturesque views. This is all part of the nature reserve down here. But I'm going to make my way back sort of eastbound again, where I put in. Don't know if you can see the mozzies. Don't know if the camera's picking it up, I hope so. Some of the guys actually came for a walk down here, sort of early afternoon. The paths, sort of all along here, which sort of go parallel to the length of the site where the Bushcraft Show is. And they say, oh, you've got to be careful of the mozzies, and it's like, right, okay. I mean, I don't, for some reason, they're not normally attracted to me, and as you saw close up there, the mozzies, and I went right into them. The only reason why I noticed them, and I've included them, is that I decided just to stop here and listen to the bird song and just be pausing in the moment, just doing nothing, floating in the middle of this western end of the lake, and just looking at the mozzies all flying around with random spinning of this insect life, and just sitting with a nice warm sun. It's not burning, it's just such a lovely atmosphere, and you just want to savour it rather than paddling and moving. It's just to stop. And yeah, I think you must have heard that total contrast to the baby crying. The bird song's coming from over there. It's a bit more shrubbery and tree over there, part of the public park. There's some plants, I'm not sure what they're. You see the whiteness, it's fenced in to protect them. But I know it sounds strange, but just sitting here watching the mozzies is quite entertaining actually. Just sitting here and pausing. It's really nice. Really nice. Just hope you can get sort of some of the vibe and appreciate it, especially those of you who've been sort of like following me around when I've been canoeing, and obviously a slightly different dimension to the whole aspect of me being in Maverick Explorer. Maverick Outdoors in Maverick Explorer. Care of Mindwiseman, otherwise known as Pete. I'm waffling, that tends to happen when you're chilling out and no real structured sentences come into your head. You just say the first relaxing, random thing. But it's got to be better than rushing around chasing your tail and always thinking ahead and never actually thinking of what you're doing at the present moment. Anyway, that's enough of philosophy for this video. I think I'll meander down there past the guys, as there's a bit of a channel open there now, so I won't disturb them, and I'll go a bit further down and float around in the middle there. I eventually moored up on a bank at the mid part of the lake and went for a walkabout in the nature reserve. Had a look at the different rock formations, the hills, the little slopes and pathways and the trees and shrubbery. And then when I got back, I had 3 people that came looking for me. I had 3 visitors. Roach, sitting down at the base of the tree, chilling out, looking at the views. Darren and Sandy. And we just spent a little while at the edge of the river, just taking the views, chilling out, relaxing for a good part of the afternoon. In the sunlight and the blue sky. The famous non-usable, non-cutting knife. Where should I go? Just go around in circles?
Yeah, you usually do.
Yeah, go on. Yeah. Bigger circles than that.
Show off your strokes. No, don't have a stroke, just do the strokes. I like that one. That's the laid back strokes, ladies and gentlemen. 4.6, 4.4, 4.5. It's just mental, isn't it? It's so chilled out.
Yeah. Just something about the water. And then the sort of the...
It's wet, isn't it? You should put some of that old jazz music over the top like you used to in your video.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding.
Video, within 24 hours, it has about 2,000 views.
Yeah, it's just I haven't got enough time in my life to do stuff all the time like that. One life, live it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is looking great on screen, mate.
Different texture, you've got the terra firma and the woods and the trees and that we're all used to, but then the water and the sky, so many different elements. Whereas like when we're in the woods, it's great, but that's all you've got. You've got the ground and the foliage and that's it, you know?
Looks like you're floating on highly polished glass.
You what?
Looks like you're floating on highly polished glass.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
If Dylan was to get into that boat now, he would
That's a wrap, guys.
he would
Okay people, a little evening meal, some smoked oysters tinned and some squid pieces, pretty exotic, mixed in vegetable soup and a packet of already pre-cooked multi-grain, so I'm going to let that bubble away. And you can hear in the background, I don't think there's enough light for me to be able to actually film it, but you can hear there's a band playing, sort of ballady band in the main teepees. So I'm going to knock this back and see if there's anything else of interest that I'm going to film in a little while or tomorrow. Okay, it's Monday bank holiday, the 27th of May, and that's where I was in the woods for the past 2 nights, and then last night you can see that's where the show's been. And then last night I came and pitched up with some of the lads, a bit more of an open space, but had to be by a nice firm non-widowmaker tree, so that's nice and safe and secure. But did the 8-point fix. So the left side of the setup was sort of east facing, so I knew the sun was going to come up, so if it was a fresh night, comfortable, but still sort of fresh air because the sky was clear, so any warmth just rose because there was no cloud cover to keep it in. So I knew the sun was going to come out this morning, and it just cascaded down. It was lovely and warm there this morning. So is Sandy, Jacklaw Knives, all right mate?
brilliant.
Got a brew on?
Yeah,
His little cook set up, he's been
Believe it or not, I've got an MRE cooking,
Ah, spot
and
on.
then what I'm going to do is use the hot water to make me coffee.
Spot on, mate.
So killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, are you okay? Yeah, thanks. You enjoyed this Bushcraft show?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah? So what did you like best?
My dancers.
That's great, brilliant. And what did you like best?
Cheers. Some recycled funky food.
That's me.
But maybe I will. No.
So Roach has had to leave to get back to other commitments, so that's where he was here. You saw him here when we had a bangers and mash. And yeah, it's going to be another lovely day. But I'm going to, you know the routine, I'm going to make myself a brew, fry up some tinned meat and stick it in some toasted muffins, so I need to get some grub on the go down there. That's where he's had his bit of work done on his 4x4, all redone. His little baby on 4 wheels, nice and meaty.
A tough
Nice and sturdy, that's what you want for prepping and outdoor stuff and what have you. Here, where he had his pitch, is all tucked up in there, and where I was down there, the person that kept pestering me, I dug a hole and buried them under there, so you can just see underneath the tree. I've buried them, they're not making too much noise at the moment, so everything should be okay. So, ready to sail. That's a spoof, it's not serious. I don't want comments at the bottom saying, oh, who did you bury? Didn't bury anybody. Some of the campers are gone, where we were in the woods right over there, right in the middle. They'll say there was a lot of other things that were included here. The organisers of this Bushcraft Show went to live with a Maasai tribe in Africa the early part of this year, 2013, and they were so impressed by some of their culture. They invited them over, so they did some tribal dances on the other side of those teepees. So yeah, it's been a really interesting event. Hope you got a bit of a flavour to it as to you know, sort of what went on here. Obviously couldn't include every single thing. A lot of time we were sort of communal, mixing together. People that are involved with linking up on YouTube, the chance to meet together. Some people you've been in contact with for a couple of years. You finally come face to face, tactile, in person. So yeah, it was a really good experience. So it's coming up to 3:30 now, so going to get on the road, make our way back home. So thanks for watching, really appreciate your interest, new subscribers, past subscribers, people that send comments, all the viewers, really appreciate it. So be out there, be safe, take care, and I'll catch you in another video soon. Cheers.